And a very good morning, CIS120 Computer Concepts students. Eric Magidson here. This is your Welcome to CIS120 course video, weekly activities. I'm just going to explain Canvas, where you can find things, how we do the course, as well as the weekly communication that you will receive. So even though there are due dates here, keep in mind that this is a generalized welcome video, meaning that I will use it for multiple terms, introducing students for that term into the course, okay? Now, as a CIS 120 Computer Concepts course, this is not the most introductory computer concepts course we have. We have a CIS 70 course that is much more introductory and might be the course for you if you haven't been using technology for a while, if you're not on the web, if you're not utilizing smartphones and tablets, and you struggle with getting into, say, Canvas. So that's something I want you to consider. Now, most students come into this course with their cup full, meaning they have this preface that they already know technology. They've used a smartphone all of their life. They know how to get on Netflix. They know how to work Facebook, etc. That is not what this course is about. This course is based on an international computer digital literacy outcomes called the IC3. There are 3 different levels of exams that you can take to demonstrate what's called digital literacy, okay? Being, literate, being able to function, understand the basics, etc., as it pertains to technology, the internet, all of that stuff, and this is the course that will prepare you for that. So I really want to encourage you to come to this course with the understanding that I guarantee you're going to learn things along the way, things that you didn't know and things that you should know in what is now a very digital world, especially as we saw with the pandemic, as all of these folks started working from home because the internet, because VPN, and because remote technologies back into the office were available, all right? So enough about that. Each week, you will receive a announcement within Canvas that is also should be emailed to you. It will list a welcome to the week video. It will be much shorter than this introductory course video, but it will list a link to the video, the time of the video, and this is the primary communication each week. So you should be watching this video as soon as you can, beginning each week, okay? Now, also, the number one reason why students drop this course is procrastination. They wait too long to do the homework, then they realize that there's a bunch of work, lectures, homework, etc., that they didn't do, or that they didn't have the skills to do the homework because they didn't do the work throughout the week, okay? Due dates are basically Thursdays and Mondays. So the work that we cover this week will be due next Monday. Now, the exception to that is the first week you have 2 attendance requirements required by the college for you to demonstrate attendance within this course. Now, I will give you time because this may or may not be, this course may be taught online, which means it's 100% your responsibility to consume this video, to do the work within the modules, which we'll look at. It may be remote, which means we're online a couple times a week, and I am giving you the lectures, okay? Or it may be in person. Either way, you will receive a communication video each week as to what we're covering that week, where to find it, what the due dates are, so that you always know. So look for this video each week. Make sure you watch that Welcome to the Week video. Starting in week 2, there's participation assignments that are discussed in these videos to make sure you're watching these videos, okay? Now, if this happens to be a remote course, or you want to log into my Zoom office hours, all you have to do is click on this link here. If you don't have the Zoom module installed, it will install for you, okay? So you can do that. If you are in a remote class, you can also click on the Zoom to get to the interactive Zoom office that I will use for the remote class, okay? What I do if I've got office hours right before the class is I will stop the office hours, and 5 minutes before class time, I will log into Zoom. So you'll be able to get to Zoom that way. Now, let's look at the primary areas within Canvas that you're going to want to be familiar with. First of all is the home screen. Not much going on here for you to look at, just a banner basically. Updated announcements are posted here, so you're going to want to make sure that you look here for announcements or that you get those announcements via email. You can also click here on announcements and get current announcements. You're seeing what I see, however. Primarily, you're going to come into modules. This is the start here, first week module. This is the Welcome to CIS course video, the one that you're watching right now that was also in the announcement. Course syllabus and schedule, so you can come out here. You can click here to get to the course syllabus. If you want, you should be able to do a file and a download, and download this syllabus should you want it. Now, in this video, I'm not going to go through the syllabus, but you are required. This is the contract between you and I for my expectations for you as part of this course and what you should expect from me as an instructor. So you can see, for example, this course is CRN 23371. It's the course that I used to make this welcome video. Yours may be different. Make sure you read your syllabus. This course is remote. It will meet Tuesday and Thursday, 12:45 p.m. to 3 p.m. And attendance for this course is required because it is a remote course. That's what those students signed up for. If it's online, then there would be no attendance. Anyway, make sure you read through this. Should you have questions, you can reach out to me in regards to those questions. This is probably the most important document. You're going to want to download a copy or make sure you're referencing this. I'm going to open up the full one here. This is the weekly schedule. So from here, you can see that attendance requirement 1, 2, when they're due, these due dates will match your term. You can also see that signing up for SAM Cengage is an assignment for 5 points. Doing the Cengage quiz, clicking on that, we'll look at that in just a minute. As an example, 2.7 Concepts Module 2. For this class, it's due Monday, April 4th, and it's worth 10 points. Each week, you can see there's a participation assignment that will be due on Thursdays. If there's a quiz, I will let you know when the quiz is available. It will be available sometime throughout the week for no less than 72 hours of availability. So you will know that in that weekly announcement as to when this is due. So make sure, again, that you're watching those short weekly announcement videos. They're usually 3 to 5 minutes in length, and they detail everything that happens that week. So this is a schedule you're going to want to follow. These are all the assignments that are due and their point values. What week you can expect exams to be due, etc. So make sure you're coming out and looking at this. Again, this is something you should be able to download. Okay, so that is I'm going to go back to modules here just so we can look at this. So that's course syllabus and schedule. You can go through the instructor contact information. Now, you don't have to come back to modules to see all this information, okay? In Instructor Contact, please note when you send me an email, put CIS120 in the subject line of every email. Please start the subject line with CIS120 exactly as shown. Not lowercase, no spacing, capital C, capital I, capital S, 120. The reason for that is your email is redirected out of my junk spam-filled general inbox into a course-specific email box that is prioritized, okay? So you can go through that. If you want to review my resume, I've got an older resume out here for 2019 as to why I'm qualified for teaching this course. What I can tell you is that prior to teaching, I held positions such as IT manager, IT director, and chief information officer for a multinational aviation company. So I've been in technology way longer than I've been teaching technology. Down here, you can see is a schedule. So I'm going to go to April just so you can look at that. You can see office hours. Monday are by appointment. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 10:30 starts the office hours, 10:30 to noon. And then our class for this term, for this example term, I have a remote class that I teach at 12:45. I also do evening office hours on Tuesdays from 5:30 to 7 p.m., again by appointment, because I was online for multiple hours and very seldom did students show up. But students, I am available, highly available. When I am at my desk working, I tend to have my Zoom office open. You can get there just by clicking here. Come see if I'm online. If I'm not online, you can email me, or better yet, and we're going to take a look at this right now anyway, each of my classes is assigned a Microsoft Teams site, and you should have received an email that invited you to join this site, okay? So as we can see here, there's nothing posted right now, but we will use this site to do things like participation exercises, interacting with your counterparts. Now, some students say, okay, Eric, but there's a discussion board within Canvas. Why not use that? Well, this is a digital literacy course, and an application such as Microsoft Teams is one example. Slack is another example. Companies now use this as a priority communication mechanism over email. And the reason being, we can send one communication that many people can read versus having to send one email to many people. That way we can interact in real time, asynchronously, or synchronously, asynchronous being not in real time, synchronous being in real time. And you'll get a chance to see how this works, because folks, the hospital is using this. Les Schwab is using this. A lot of major companies use this over email because it becomes a log of communication. There's other things we can do in the way of sharing files with a bunch of people or with select people, instead of having to send one Word document that 15 people comment on. We have one Word document, everybody comments together. So this is a tool that you will see in your professional careers, and I want to introduce you to it during this course, okay? So, like I said, you don't always have to go out to modules. You can just click Next here. Now, you're seeing what I see as an instructor. Registering for Cengage, you're going to want to read this very carefully. There's a basic start guide here. There's an in-depth guide here that will get you started so that you can get registered accordingly. The reason for this is, if you notice here, all of the interactive e-learning from Cengage, called the SAM Cengage Learning Environment or Learning Access, okay, is embedded in Canvas, meaning once you register successfully, okay, and there's assistance should you need it to register successfully, you're not going to go out to SAM Cengage and register. You're going to do it within this site. It's going to automatically link you to a course that I've created, and from there, you're going to be able to click on these links and get right to the information you need from within Canvas. So you're not having to go back and forth. Students last term said once they got it installed and registered, this was so much easier than going out to Cengage Unlimited, then going to SAM Cengage, then going to the course, then getting the content, okay? So just make sure you're going through this. Installing and logging into Microsoft Teams, we just talked about that. There's a little helpful video should you need it. Make sure, basically, if you just follow that link that should have been sent to you, you should be good to go. Attendance requirement number 1, you're going to go out to Teams and complete that. As you can see here, CIS120. I will post the attendance requirement here so that you're ready to go. Next, there will be a syllabus quiz that will open up. Notice it's available March 30th at noon. If it was available, you would get a link to click on it. This is the second attendance requirement. You'll do the first one Monday through Wednesday at noon. This one opens at 12:01 actually on Wednesday and is open till Friday at noon. Make sure you're checking those due dates, folks. If you don't complete these attendance requirements, I'm required to drop you from the course. So keep that in mind, please. Just some information on using Read, Speak, other things that will help you be successful in the course. Now, what does a regular week look like? A regular week looks like this. You're going to get from here on out, week 1. This week, you want to make sure you complete the attendance requirements and everything and start here first day. And week 1 computer concepts. So this is what a regular week looks like. First of all, we'll start with some time management estimates. So you can see this week, the average student spent 9 hours and 30 minutes. There's a little bit more work to do this week than normal, okay? But again, course information, students spent an hour reading the chapters, watching the lecture videos. If you're in a remote course, I'll be lecturing and you'll be spending this time online with me. If you're in an online course, you're going to want to do this. Chapter labs, homework, etc. So I'll click next and this will take us through. Module 1, these are the outcomes for Module 1. The reading. Notice how I said once you register, you're going to be able to click on this link and actually get right to the digital textbook, right to the chapter that is associated with this module, okay? So we'll give it a minute to come up. You can see Module 1, Impacted Digital Literacy, and I can just start reading from here. Lecture slides, if you want to download the lecture slides, you can in both PowerPoint and PDF. Lecture videos. These are your primary videos that if you're in an online course, these are your primary lectures. For those of you in a remote or other types of learning environments, these are also available to you. So if you miss a remote class, you're going to be able to watch these videos to get the information you need for that module, the outcomes, those learning outcomes. These are offered 2 ways. First of all, a regular lecture, and then also with American Sign Language translation for those folks that need it. Instructional videos. If there are additional videos that I want you to watch on concepts, they're going to be listed here, and you're going to be able to click and move accordingly. Practice quizzes. So a practice quiz, which I'll make sure this is published, are practice questions to assess your learning for each module. Notice they're optional. Anything that's required will be under weekly homework. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. Into Module 2 outcomes. I don't need to go through this again. So again, this was week 1. Okay, notice, by the way, once I'm done, I can collapse the weeks above so that I can easily get to the week that I need to work on. So we looked at outcomes. We looked at everything here. Notice this week we're going to do Module 1. We're going to do Module 2. And then any required assignments will be listed here. So sign up for Sam Cengage. That's required. I'm going to be able to see that you did that through the Canvas learning environment. And then your homework this week is 2.7. Okay. Concepts, quiz. Again, you're just going to be able to click on this. You're going to be able to click on this link here, and it will open that up within Canvas and take you to those assignments. Okay. It will also transfer grades, which I think is wonderful. So that's what you have going on that week. That's a typical week. Let's just look briefly at week 2 so you can see week 2 is formulated the same. We're going to do modules 3 and 4. You may not see this in your student view because I currently have it off, or you may see it if it's turned on. You can see that required assignments are all going to be listed down here. You'll get another Welcome to Week 2 announcement that also lists these and the due dates. Notice I haven't changed due dates, but all the due dates will be changed. and you'll be ready to go. Now, how do I find due dates? Well, first of all, I showed you that weekly schedule. My suggestion is have a copy of that available. Look at that each week. See what's due. Make sure you do those assignments. Another way, however, is within Calendar. So Calendar is right here. And if we go into Calendar, and I'm giving the example of spring 2022, here is the calendar. I'm going to go to April so we can kind of get a clean look here. We can see attendance requirement 1 is due this day. Attendance requirement 2 is due this day at noon. And then those 2 assignments we talked about. So this will be populated with assignments each week that will be completed that week. So not only do you have that schedule, but you have the calendar you can look at as well. Okay, so that might be something for you to look at. I'm going to quickly go out to dashboard, go back into the course. So modules we talked about. Discussions, again, we're going to use Microsoft Teams for that. Grades are down here, late voucher form. So in the syllabus, you will find information on a late voucher form. So go ahead and take a look at it and understand what it is. You have to complete the late voucher form before the due date of the homework. Okay? So you have till 11:59 on Monday to complete a late voucher form for one and only one assignment, folks. Okay? So you would click on here. It'll take you out to the late voucher form. You'll read this completely. You'll complete it for the assignment and the due date, and you'll have an additional 1 week in which to complete that information. Okay? So that's what's going on here. That's really all you need to see from a basic standpoint. I encourage you to ask questions that you have them. Folks, I encourage you to communicate with me, whether this is an online, remote class, etc. In the remote sessions, I am going to require that you not just sit and listen to me. I'm going to require interaction. If you are in an online course, you're going to get that required interaction through the participation assignments. Okay? So make sure you're participating with the course. Make sure you're active. Folks, make sure you're coming in and checking announcements on a regular basis, checking modules. The reason why I do participation assignments that are due on Thursday of that week is because the study that I've done in the way of, I'm actually certified nationally in Quality Matters, which is online teaching, how to format a class, how to work a class, how to communicate with the class, etc. So I've got all that training and I'm putting that to work. I find that fewer students procrastinate when they have a required assignment due every Thursday of the week. That assignment, by the way, is 10 to 20 minutes that it takes you to do that assignment. So make sure you're getting in on Monday, you're watching this video, you're starting the course, you're not procrastinating, and you're asking questions. Remember, you saw my office hours. I will be in Zoom for those office hours. I'm also happy to meet on campus. If you want to talk face-to-face, we can do that as well. I'm on campus as well. And when I am working, not creating videos, etc., but when I'm doing things that I can also be online, I have my Zoom office open on another computer. So reach out to me, folks, okay? I am available. Now, when I say that, I want to be very clear. So many students do not communicate with me, and I want you to communicate with me. I want you to use me as a resource for your success, okay? Over the last 5 years, I've seen fewer and fewer students communicate, and it's not because I'm not available, because I am. Office hours. I have hours Tuesday evenings by appointment. Just reach out to me 24 hours beforehand and just say, Eric, I want to meet you online on Tuesday, and I will be there. If I happen to be just available and open on Tuesday, I'm going to have my Zoom office open on Tuesday and sitting there, and I might be doing other things until a student comes in and asks questions. So that's about it, folks. I hope you have a great term in CIS120. I know you will learn things that you didn't know about technology, computer hardware, word processing, spreadsheets, PowerPoint, databases, etc. all the things that the IC3 organization feels are requirements or outcomes for basic digital literacy in today's modern age. Take care and have a great term.